Thank you to the EA Creator Network for providing me with early access to the Sims 4 Horse Ranch expansion pack. Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Cinderellimouse and today I want to explore some of the cross expansion compatibility features that we can look forward to or that might be missing with Horse Ranch. So I'm going to jump into it. I've got this little farm on the... Oh, hello, excuse me. He's looking at me. He's expectant, as is the cow. Actually, the cow's not bothered. So yeah, I'm mainly looking at, I would probably say, cottage living, seasons, nifty knitting, and some of the retail, so like get to work, and just sort of exploring kind of what's on the go with that, because I think a lot of us are going to want to use different animals from different packs together. So cottage living gave us so many animals. Cottage living gave us cows, so we've got spotted cow over here who I need to name. Poor spotted cow. We've got this very funky looking white llama, so he's got this knitwear on over here. It also gave us wild rabbits, which are everywhere. There's a fox hanging around somewhere, I think. Where is that pesky little fox? I don't know, we should see him in a minute. He's around here. There he is. This little fox, he's tormenting my chickens. Like, look at him. Pandora Whiskers, you are a little bandit, you are. I think I must have gifted it a jumper at some point. I've been buying it off Plopsy. So yeah, and also chickens as well. Cottage living came with chickens. It also came with, I've got these little wild rabbit home because I've made friends with wild rabbits or something. I can't remember why. And it also came with like birds as well. So somewhere around here is, there it is. There's this little like bird house as well, so you can like befriend birds. I think they help with gardening or something, and that's on the go. So if you're into, perhaps you've just got a horse ranch and you love the horses and you really like nectar making, you really like gardening, and you're looking to kind of expand your gameplay, cottage living is a winner, as is seasons. Now all these things go really hand in hand because the gardening complements nectar making. If you've got cottage living as well, you have some lot traits that I'd like to draw your attention to. So if we go in here and go to traits panel, it's behind my head, isn't it? Sorry guys. Oh, she's such a professional. If you go in here and you go to the traits panel, you've got a variety of traits that come with different packs. So training ground actually comes with cats and dogs. I think Great Soul and Homey I think are both base game, but if you go in here, you have simple living and wild foxes that came with cottage living. So wild foxes mean that wild foxes turn up on your lot. They kind of try and steal the eggs from your chickens and kind of torment things. I kind of wanted to see what the dogs would do, what the horses would do, if there was any kind of additional gameplay with the foxes. I kind of want to see kind of what was going on with that. I don't think I've noticed anything yet. And then simple living, which means that you can only create food if you have the produce. So if you enable the simple living lot trait, you can't just go to the fridge and get pay money to get food. You have to have the ingredients. So it really pushes the gardening aspect, which the gardening aspect comes with seasons, because it actually came with a gardening career that you might want to check out. Also things like flower arranging, which gives you kind of a purpose to the flowers. So these packs just complement each other brilliantly if you're into this kind of gameplay. You can also enable wild prairie grass, which came from Horse Ranch, and I really do recommend that actually. Let me just get my face back. Hi, I'm very frizzy. I just sorted myself out and I'm all frizzy again. Yeah, I do really recommend wild prairie grass if you're going to have horses or baby goats on the lot, because you can harvest that to feed them, and also they can just eat it themselves, and it saves you having the bother of like constantly refilling the food. Another thing I want to kind of talk about the prairie grass. So Sims can come over and collect it like this. Harvest prairie grass. Come on, Cinders, over here you come. Come on. So there's multiple things you can do with that. You can use it for nectar. I think you can hand feed the animals prairie grass as well if you have it in your inventory, and you can actually refill the feeders. These came with like Horse Ranch. So again, I've got a lot of different expansion packs installed right now because I want to kind of talk about cross expansion compatibility, but there's going to be plenty of game changer videos on specifically Horse Ranch. So if you're new to the game and you're checking out which feature comes with which pack, I will try and say, but I may miss a few things, so do your research before you buy. So another thing that you can do though is I believe that you can actually refill the hay over here with prairie grass hay. So up until now with cottage living, you had to pay money to refill the feed, but if you have prairie grass in your inventory, you can refill it with prairie grass, which I think is super cool. I'm glad that they thought of that. Hello, cow. We can also, I think we can, more choices, not there. I think it's like hand feed, is it? Feed with prairie grass hay. So there's a specific new interaction on the cottage living animals to feed them prairie grass by hand, which I think is super cool. So Cinderella's just gone into the cow shed. We should see that starting to, I don't understand how she does it through the wall, but let's not question that. Oh, I've got my little cat as well. So I've got cats and dogs installed to get, because what, you know, every farm has a farm cat and a farm dog, right? And my farm is no different. So I did, shush cat, you're very loud. Let me just turn down the volume ever so slightly, guys. So yeah, I wanted to kind of see like how the animals interact with each other. I know the cow is stepping on the cat right now. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What do you want? Excuse me. I will take your clothes, Pandora. Pandora, please stop. Whatever it is you're doing, please stop. So I am trying to befriend the foxes because the more friendly you are with them, the more they'll kind of pay attention to you. Give gift. Let me give you a flower. There you go. Have a Christmas rose. I'm sure you'll love it. So the baby goats as well are so adorable. Let me just see, is there anything? There is something new. There is cross expansion compatibility with the baby goats, because if I click on this little guy, so normally if you've only got a Horse Ranch installed, you can milk for simoleons, but if you've got cottage living, you can actually get milk as a product from this little guy here. Let me just kind of fast forward the fox interactions. Yeah, we're telling the little cheeky fox off, behave yourself. Oh, the sheep is here as well. So once we've milked the goat, here we go. So with cottage living, you can get milk off the cows, which seems logical. And you can also get the goat milk. Now it is the same. I don't think it's two different products from what I can remember. Again, I've got a memory like a sieve. So I playtest and then instantly forget what I've learned. Not playtest. Sorry, words are getting mixed up in my head. Early access, I play and I test and then forget what I've learned. Bottle of milk, excellent. Bottle of milk common. So I think it is just the same as the cow's milk. Something that I noticed though before, why are my horses in my kitchen? Horses, why? These guys are just, what are you doing in here, boys? I think one's a boy and one's a girl. Oh my god, I need to tile my ceilings. I forgot about that. Please don't look at my ceilings. How embarrassing that you caught me all undressed like this. So over here, if I kind of like go to this fridge, open, I should be able to store milk in the fridge. Yeah, there you go. So the milk is stored in the fridge just alongside the cow's milk, which is kind of amazing. So I can also look at this guy. Look at how cool this guy is. Like, he is everything. He is Barbie and we love him. Absolute superstar of the cottage living trailer. Where's the sheep gone? If you do lose your animals, you can kind of click here, find the animal in your inventory panel, not inventory. They do go in your inventory, like chickens and cows and things like that. I think also go in your inventory, don't they? Yeah, you can just find them in your relationship panel and focus the camera. Sorry, I do this a lot. Words just come out really wrong. So you do have to watch that with me. Sometimes my words and my brain are not corresponding. Look at how, I'm sorry, let's just have a look at this animation because it's just adorable. Oh my god, the baby sheep, they just have my heart. So again, with Horse Ranch installed, you're gonna just have the option to share for simoleons. If you also have cottage living installed, you can share for wool, and there's such a purpose to this. So Cinders, come and share this animal for wool, please. Can you stop, Cinders. I know you're beautiful. I know you love standing with the cow and she's the bestest, but could you just do what I've asked you to do, please? What is this sheep doing? There we go, she's off. I love as well, there's all these buffs you get with the different animals. So Cinderella's super happy and in her element at the moment. Now, yeah, let me just show you this and then we'll kind of talk about some of the traits and things like that with all these different packs. Hello, this isn't the best place for this one. So if you have the wild grass lot trait or lot challenge, it says it's a challenge. I think it's helpful. Wild grass will suddenly pop up and kind of like spread all over your lot. You can just go and place that down yourself and you can just move it if it's in the way. Oh no, the bees are attacking me. Oh, are the bees not happy? The bees come with seasons. Now, oh my goodness, there's so much to tell you guys. There's so much cross-expansion compatibility. So let's focus on one thing at a time. Cinderella has just shaved the sheep. Now, you can shave the sheep. You can also shave the llama. Something that you can do with the llama is feed it treats that will change the colour of its fur. Now, you can actually go ahead and buy animals with different fur colours when you're buying the baby animals. So if I call around animal... Well, it's so hard. There's so much to say and I'm on a time limit because I have to go to my kids' school. If I buy mini goats and sheep, you can buy like blue ones, you can buy green ones, you can buy pink ones, you can buy red ones. Now, I had a sneaking suspicion when I was playing with Just Horse Ranch that this was corresponding with the wool colours that you get from Cottage living. So if I go to if I knit clothing, which this is a feature from, actually let me go to cross stitch first because that's a feature from Cottage Living, and we oh, you can make a friendship bracelet. Wait what? Wait what? Like huh? I didn't know I can make another cross compatibility feature discovered. You can make friendship bracelets that come from growing together with the cross stitch, which is pretty amazing. I didn't know that that was a thing until now. You should be able to, here you go, stitch from patterns, simple. Let's go for a small hoop. And you can see here it takes ingredients. So red wool, blue wool, pink wool, beige wool, and all that good stuff. So you can get all those different coloured wools from shaving the different coloured sheep, which I think is really super cool. It's almost like an easier, more consistent way of getting all the different wool colours. So if you're into cross stitching, that's an option for you. I've just got a load of wool, white wool at the moment. I can go into the village in Hemford-on-Bagley and trade that for different coloured wool, if I remember correctly. And there's also nifty knitting. So with nifty knitting, if I knit clothing, knit animal clothing, I was really hoping to see animal clothing for different animals. I'm only knitting level 2, so that might be something that we can unlock. I would love to be able to like knit clothing for the horses, knit clothing for the baby sheep, the baby goats. I don't know if that's an option or not. At the moment I can only see chicken and llama options, but again, it uses wool as an ingredient. Now, because I don't have any of the coloured wool that's listed here, it's going to cost me money to create these outfits. But if I've got, say I've got rainbow wool, that's going to be free. I think it's not going to cost anything if I've got the right ingredients. So you're either paying the money to make it or you're going to use your, it says ingredients, but it means like the thing that you need to craft it. So yeah, that's a good way of kind of like saving money on that as well. So really cool cross expansion compatibility there. And also you can kind of the bees, let's talk about the bees. So the bees come from seasons, and they really the seasons also comes with a gardener career. Having the bees and keeping them happy is going to really help you improve the quality of your gardening things. So you can see here, actually I think this one might be ready to have to evolve. Yeah, so can you see here where it says parsley plant quality normal, and it's got that little bar with the like DNA on it. Now if I click on this, I can evolve it, and that's going to improve the quality. It's now going to be nice quality. So things like using fertilizer is going to improve the quality of your plants. Also, this is another thing. So sheep and goats can actually help with gardening. When you're friendly with them, you can, like when you build up the relationship with them, you can click on them, you can go to chores, and you can ask for gardening help. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And the sheep and the goat, I can't remember which one does which. One of them, I think, eats the weeds from your plants, so you don't have to weed as much. And one of them actually eats the insects off the plants, not the bees, but like the flies and the things that are going to damage the crop. One of them will eat that, so really helpful. White mini sheep will try to help here you go. White mini sheep will try to help Cinderella by eating any weeds that appear. So it's not super efficient. It's not, I guess if you want it to be more efficient, you just get more mini goats and mini sheep. Like the greater the number, the more likely they are to eat the weeds. But they do it, and they do help out, which is really quite sweet. I don't know where the goat's gone. I've lost the goat. Now, the reason why we really want to improve the quality of the crop is because we're going to use it for nectar making soon. But let me just sort out the bees, because they're not very happy, bless them. So I need to put on my beekeeper suit to protect me, because I don't want to keep getting stung. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply my treatment. You can also get honey from this, which I think you can use for some recipes if you've got the Cottage Living simple living lot tray installed that limits the recipes to being able to cook. You need to have the ingredients. Oh my god, words are so hard. So you can actually collect honey. You can also collect beeswax, which if you've got eco lifestyle, with eco lifestyle you can actually make candles, and you can use the beeswax to kind of make the candles as well. It also comes with like soy wax, but it just gives you another option there. So yeah, really, really cute. And then when the bees are actually happy and you've built up a relationship with them, you can actually put them in your pocket and get them to pollinate your plants, and it just makes them grow. I think it makes them grow faster and to better quality, but you can fact check me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but it does help. I know it helps. Another guy over here from Seasons is this scarecrow. So this is Patchy the scarecrow, and you can go over here and talk to him. It's going to have limited options at first, but you can go over, you can examine him, and you can start talking to him. You can chat with him about the birds, make small talk, and kind of be friendly with him. And when you've built up that relationship bar, he's going to come alive, and he's also going to help you around the farm. I think I saw him mucking out the horse shed at one point as well, so he's kind of like a free ranch hand. So yeah, you definitely want to kind of come over here and help out with Patchy. It's also a really good way to get kind of rare seeds as well. If you check his pocket for seeds, sometimes you get something that's like a little bit harder to find. So again, that's going to help you out when it comes to nectar making. She's still got the beekeeper suit on. The horses are still in my kitchen. Oh, but they're with the dogs. So you might actually see now there are interactions between different animals. The dogs will come over and kind of like talk to the horses. The horse will play with the dog. Very cute to see. I don't think you can tell them to do it. Let me just double check. Friendly, encouraged to. Yeah, it's greyed out at the moment. I'm not friendly enough with him, but I think I can encourage him to play with the other horses. I don't know if I can encourage him to play with other animals or not. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that question. But yeah, playing with Patchy, he's just going to randomly come alive and start helping out. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything different with chickens, but let me know in the comments if I've missed anything there. Poo as well. So this is like dog poo, I think. I can come and pick that up. The horses also do these really big like manure poops. I think as well, I may be wrong on this too, but I think possibly the horses and the llamas might do manure poo now if you've got horse ranch installed. Again, that's something that I need to kind of like fact check. Look at this guy over here. He's just the goodest dog. He's talking to the little fox. He's talking to Pandora. You're not meant to be making friends with Pandora. I mean, I get Pandora, stop it. Plead with Pandora to stop. Pandora, behave yourself. Stop eating my eggs. Yeah, I was hoping that the guard dog doesn't seem to be doing a great job. I was hoping to have like guard horses. I think the rabbits also help with gardening. Have I mentioned that? When you get to know the rabbits, let me just see if there's any that I'm particularly friendly with. Wild rabbit. Oh, rabbit. Just this one, I guess. You can also... I think it also has an option. Yeah, you can ask the rabbits for gardening help as well. So it's not that much hard work because some of the animals will take care of their own needs to an extent. So like the horses, they can have fun by playing with the ball. They just go to sleep by themselves. I think this is something again I kind of need to fact check, but I think they can kind of like roll in the dust to keep the hygiene up. I've seen them doing it, but I've not caught them doing it and check the hygiene at the same time. So it's just a suspicion at the moment. And things like like socializing with other animals. So horses can actually take care of themselves pretty well. you just have to kind of keep an eye on them. I find mini goats and mini sheep take a little bit of extra work, but like I say, you can employ a farmhand. I think my farmhand is I'm sure my farmhand is Michael Bell, actually. Maybe we're going to see him appear at some point. I don't know, it's just really cool. Just really cool stuff. So yeah, let's have a quick look at nectar making. Actually, before I go on to nectar making, let me just call Moo over here. So Moo is my horse that I've been kind of like training up a little bit more. Yeah, I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with a lot of the compatibility between different expansions. Oh, one thing I did want to double check. Actually, let me just check the time. I need to check the time. That's what I need to do. Let me just go on shopping and go on Plopsy with the hopes of seeing potentially, no, I was hoping I might see some horse or you know, some knitwear items for horses or goats or sheep, but I've not discovered that yet. Again, I'm kind of like still making my way through the pack. I've not had it in my game kind of very long with all the different packs installed, so I'm kind of doing the best I can with like a short time period. What are you doing? I wanted you to come outside, Moo. Oh my god, Moo's not feeling very good. Hang on, his hunger's low. Oh god, guys, these horses. Ask horse to eat. Moo, would you please get out of my house? Would you get out of my house and eat something, Moo? How are you doing? You're fine. So I was hoping to go for a ride in the daytime, but I think Moo is kind of taking his time to get out there. What are you doing, Moo? Is he stuck? I think he might be stuck. I don't even know how he got in there. He was outside. Are my horses stuck indoors? Is that what's happening right now? Can I move them? Can I move them like this? Oh, I thought I had the option there for a second. I think my horse has somehow managed to get itself indoors and got itself stuck. Maybe I just need to take this back wall off for a second. Let me put this outside and I'm just going to kind of like take this back wall off. Sad times. Yeah, so again, like this little cottage, I think this is cottage living, this little like kitchen is super cute. Will you please eat something, Moo? What are you even doing? Why are you in my house, Moo? There he goes. He's off. He's doing something. Maybe he's going to feed himself. Let's just watch him. Yeah, I think he got stuck indoors. Yeah, there you go. So you don't even have to feed them half the time. A lot of the time they'll just go and find the prairie grass. So again, that's why you want to have the wild prairie grass enabled on your lot, so the horses will actually go and eat it themselves and you don't have to worry too much about their needs. A really handy feature is just being able to like hover over some of the animals and just be able to see kind of what their needs are here. So my llama needs a bit of work. What I'm going to do is, talking about cross-expansion compatibility where it hasn't worked very well, I'm a bit disappointed because I want to have like a little farmhand club and I'm not currently, maybe I'm just blind, you can kind of look out for it yourself. I'm not seeing any new nectar options because it would have been cool to be able to have like a nectar tasting and making club, but I'm not seeing the option there, so I think that's missing. I would like the Sims team to please patch that in. Outdoor, I thought they'd be like go horse riding, but I'm not seeing it. I'm also not seeing anything to specifically care for, there's care for animals, but I don't know if that's going to apply to horses or not. I think I have got it enabled as one of the options. So fingers crossed, if I start a gathering, these guys might hopefully come over and kind of like tend to my llama. I feel like I find that I do have to actually call the llama out, but I've also got clean items. So I have seen them come over and clean, and I have seen them kind of doing some of the things, but whether it's because of the club rules or whether it's just autonomy, I'm not 100% sure. But having a little group of you know, neighbours who come over and help you out when you're having a tough time of it, I think is like a cute idea. Can you come out please, llama, because my farmhands are coming over and I want them to kind of, so yeah, I've got Christopher over here, Derek and Michael Bell, who I'm sure is my farmhand, but he's the creature keeper, so hopefully he's going to do a good job of looking after my animals. I want to kind of have a horse ride before I kind of have to go, because again, I am on a time crunch today, but if I get Cinderella out of here and I get her to mount Moo, I find Moo a funny name for a horse. It's like my real life cat, wherever he is, he thinks he's a dog. I think he grew up with dogs, and so I've decided that my horse thinks he's a cow. I don't know, it amuses me. It's such a simple thing, but it brings me so much pleasure. Where's the saddle? Glitch, visual glitch. Oh, guys, I don't know what's going on with that. Sorry, it's my game. You know what I'm like. I broke Bonehilda. I broke Growing Together. I break my game all the time. You're probably not going to encounter the same glitches that I do because I do things I shouldn't do in the game, and I kind of see how far I can push things, and sometimes I break them. Having said that, I have had a few glitches during the playtest. The enter competition wasn't working for me at all. I just clicked the button and nothing would happen. I had a glitch where I kept on dismounting the horse, like Cinderella wouldn't stay on the horse, she kept on like glitching off. I think I had a couple of glitches as well with like the Nectar seller. What's his name? He's not Don Gooseman, he's Roberto Crinkle Top. Is that his name? He's meant to buy your nectar, and I couldn't find an option to buy my nectar. So with like full disclosure, I did run into a few bugs and glitches during my early access playtest. So I do think the Sims team is still in the process of ironing those out, but it wasn't the final software. So not final software, disclaimer. Hopefully they're on it. Hopefully they're already doing the fixes for those things, and by the time you guys get it, it's going to be good. But maybe just have an air of caution, and just be aware that some things are still a little bit glitchy, and yeah, just be aware of that. I don't want to sit here and say yes, this is the perfect game and there's no problems with it, because I have encountered problems, but how many of those problems are caused by the game itself and how many of those problems are caused by me? That's the question, guys. That is the question. I love this. Can I just right, one of my favorite things. And again, I think with Horse Ranch there's a few things where I feel a little bit let down. Let's just go for a relaxed ride. And you can see just how gorgeous this is. I'm also gonna set as head, and just have a quick chat about what I feel about the pack in general. This is going to be my little mini review. I feel like this pack must have had a huge animation budget, to animate the horses, to animate the drinking of the nectar, to animate the squishing of the nectar, to animate mini goats and mini sheep. There's a lot of animation in here, and the animation is really strong actually. Like, good job, animation team. The horses are great. I think they've got the balance right between being realistic. Like, I've seen people on Twitter who are like actual horse riders, or they know a lot about horses, and they're talking about how their ears move, how you can see the whites of their eyes, and how a lot of the mannerisms are realistic. I used to horse ride when I was little. I think they're very true to life, but somehow they've managed to give them a little bit of personality. And if you watch them, sometimes they'll pull like a little funny face, or like you know, a little kind of like look to the camera, and they just have this personality in their expression in the faces. So horse riding as well, if I just kind of like jump back out, horse riding is great. So Cinderella's only got level 2 of the riding skills, so she's still looking a little bit awkward on that horse. You can see her legs are stuck out. You're meant to kind of bring your heels in and keep your legs tight to the horse when you're a professional rider. She hasn't got this. That's going to really hurt her spine and hurt her back. That's a really bad like horse riding posture. Again, I used to horse ride, so I know a little bit. So really you want to be upright, and you want to have a really loose lower back. So yeah, her posture's really bad, and she's holding the reins too loose and too wide. So as she improves her horse riding skill, you're going to see her posture change, and she's going to she's going to look more comfortable and more professional as she's riding. So again, it's not just the horses that needed animating, they needed to animate the rider, the getting on, the getting off the horse. Now I don't know for a fact, but I am under the impression that animations is a very expensive thing for a pack. That's why sometimes they reuse animations, because they, you know, to add an interaction with a brand new animation, they may not have the budget for it, but to add a new interaction with an old animation is giving us a little bit more. It's kind of like how they push the boundaries, I think, in the game. So with this pack having a huge animation budget, I think there's little aspects where I think they could have done a little bit more with gameplay. The big thing that I'm salty about is like, why are there no salt licks? I needed a salt lick for this pack because I'm very salty about the nectar. Now I have to say I'm giving the nectar a 5 out of 10 in terms of how how satisfied I am with it. It's not that there's anything wrong with it per se. The feature works quite well. There's benefits to it. I really like the energy nectar. I really like the gameplay of running it as a business and kind of keeping the nectar until it ages to kind of maximize profits. I really enjoy the whole process of gardening and creating the nectar itself. The nectar bottles are beautiful. There's a lot of brilliant features on the actual nectar, the nectar rack that help you to sort your nectar by like collecting all the finely aged or storing all the not aged nectar. There's some really, really good stuff. Like the stuff that's there with nectar is solid, but I'm giving it a 5 out of 10 because it's a 5 level skill. I would have liked it to have been a 10 level skill. Having said that, I do feel like the rate of skill gain is quite balanced. I didn't gain the skill too fast. I did have to make probably about 50 bottles of nectar before I maxed out the skill, and it did feel appropriate to me. It's not like I maxed it out in 3 days. I maxed it out over the course of about 2 weeks, doing other things in the game, so it felt balanced to me, but I would have liked it to be level 10. I also would have liked more recipes. I would have liked to be able to craft my own recipes by adding ingredients to the nectar maker, similar to how juice fizzing works and similar to how nectar making worked in The Sims 3. My real thing that's really got my goat is that we don't have new harvestables for nectar making. I don't know why the Sims 4 team seem a little bit more shy about adding new ingredients to the game. It's something that I always really love and really appreciate when we do get them. Cottage Living actually came with a lot of new ingredients because it had this food theme. I do feel like it's a bit of a miss for the Sims team not to have added the World Adventures grape varieties. So we had things like Avellino grapes, Meloir, granola blanc was it? Something noir grapes. There was all these like made up grape names, and the thing that bothers me the most is that if you go to Dine Out and look at the menu on Dine Out, the wine list, the nectar list, has those World Adventures nectars available, and I would have liked to have been able to actually craft those myself, or to be able to buy the bottles straight off the rack of those Dine Out World Adventures nectars. So I am actually quite upset, which sounds silly, but I am a bit upset that they didn't add the new grape varieties, because that was something I really, really loved about The Sims 3. I also do feel like the range of recipes is quite limited. Some of the drinks only give you mood buffs, which I think they could have been a bit more interesting than that. Some of the nectars do have really interesting effects, like if you make trash fruit nectar, it makes the animals seem friendlier towards you. It kind of gives you like a stink, but it's like the animals like the stink, which I thought was really clever, and I really appreciate that one. Energy nectar is very, very useful. It's kind of like an alternative to coffee, and I actually find it more helpful than coffee. I love how so there's 4 servings per bottle, and if you drink, let's actually go and make some nectar, not just talk about it. Again, I do have to run really, really soon. So there's 4 where's my house? This is not my beautiful house. So if you hang on, let me just click on my house here. So Cancer here, please. You're going to see you probably get thrown from the horse right now. Oh, I love how if you get thrown from the horse, you can get... Oh, look at how good she looks now. Oh my gosh, she's learning. I mean, it's still not perfect, but it's... Oh, again, animations team, like, knocked it out of the park. Great job. Like I say though, I just feel like a lot of the budget went on that. So let's jump over to the nectar maker. So if you want to get started on nectar making, it's really easy because you can actually just purchase basic ingredients from here. You can also, if you're digging around in the wild grass, you can actually find more ingredients. It's a really good way of kind of finding some of the rarer ingredients and like aged bottles of nectar that can actually be worth quite a lot of money. But let's just go ahead and craft some nectar here. I don't actually have any nectar skill. I don't have any apples. Hang on, let me just see if I've got any apples. Oh my goodness, guys. Where's my fridge gone? Oh no, I'm on a time crunch here. I need to leave. Come on, game, stop doing this to me. So yeah, do I have apples in my inventory? More choices open. No, she doesn't. Do you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to go and go to school and come back and continue this video when I get back because I've run out of time. So I will see you in a little while. I'll probably look a little bit kind of windswept and rain soaked, and kind of my makeup will be running off my face, but I'll be back and we'll kind of continue this video. Okay, I'm back and I've brought a scone, which is quite frankly peak Hemperdog Bagley behaviour of me. I'm eating and I can't remember what I was going to do. Oh, so I needed to get some apples, didn't I? And my apple trees are kind of looking a little bit bare. So what I think I'm going to do, just for the sake of this video, is go ahead and purchase basic ingredients. I'm just going to go ahead and buy myself some apples and some grapes because I think they're like the initial ingredients that you use. And then straight away I can craft nectar. So let's go on over here and craft apple nectar. Now I believe that there are I'm under the impression, and now I'm not seeing it here, that there is cross expansion pack compatibility and that there are more nectars in the code for some of the occult harvestables, like the moon petal, the what else, the plasma fruit, something else. I don't think there's bizarre fruit, but I'm not seeing it here, so I'm not quite sure how you unlock those, whether that's something that you just find rather than it's something that you can craft. So again, this is where I feel like one cross expansion feature, it says down here. No, it doesn't. Why isn't it coming up right? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with my game, guys. I think you can use berry jam as well as an ingredient for this. So I don't know why I'm not seeing all the recipes, because I do believe there's more in the code. I'm not sure why it's not front facing for me at the moment. Again, I'm not, it's not kind of final software what I've got in the game at the moment, and I've kind of moved the save file around between my own save when I prepared for this pack to the early access version of the game and then back again. So I may have created a few bugs myself just to kind of hold my hands up and say I might be the problem here. However, like I say, just have an air of caution, because I do think there's a couple of bugs that may still be ironing out, and so I don't kind of want to pull the wool over anyone's eyes. I want to kind of be upfront about kind of my experience, and also that I am sometimes a problem. But yeah, just kind of have your wits about you. And if you're buying this pack and, you know, perhaps you're particularly concerned about bugs, maybe just give it a day or two, see what people start to talk about on social media, go to Answers HQ and look at the bug reports there, because every single game, every single pack, every game that's ever been made, like if you go back and look at the original Mario games, there's bugs and glitches in that. There's always bugs and glitches in every single computer game. It's actually quite normal, because a lot of the time they don't find them until a lot of people are playing them, and then it's kind of like they get pointed out. So I want to say as well, shout out Answers HQ, the actual heroes of the Sims world. If you're not aware of what that is, it's where you go to get help, and it's also where you go to the best place to go to kind of talk about any bugs or problems that you have in the game. Make sure you've taken out your mods folder. I actually have my mods enabled, I think, right now, guys. Again, I'm the problem. So take your mods folder out. Does the problem persist? Does it persist if you start a new game? And if there's a bug that you're running into and you're like, I'm pretty sure that it's not my mods, I'm pretty sure it's a problem with the game itself, go and report it at Answers HQ, and go and look and see if anyone else has reported that bug. And if they have, there's a button that says Me Too. You can hit that, and then the more Me Toos it gets, the more EA is aware that a lot of players are experiencing that bug, so it becomes higher priority. So go in, like, don't just expect things to fix themselves. Go and show up, report it at Answers HQ, hit Me Too, and that bug is going to get resolved faster the more attention it has on it. So just a top tip for you there, if something's particularly bothering you in the game, like, have you reported it? A lot of people like to complain and then just assume it's going to get fixed, but you've got to like tell them. It's like if you went to a cafe, like say I went to a cafe and I drink like plant-based milk, so say I ordered a soya latte and it came and it was like a cow's milk latte. One of the options I could have it is I could sit there sipping it and complaining about it and just kind of going, God, I can't believe they got this wrong. When are they going to give me what I ordered? And it's like, they're not going to give me what I ordered because I haven't told them that they got the orders wrong. Sometimes you have to say, hey, is this soy milk? And they'll go, oh no, let me take it back and correct it. Right? So you've got to give them the opportunity to at least know that you're experiencing a problem. Sorry, just get that off my chest. Like, obviously, the people will be like, there shouldn't be any bugs in this game. And yeah, in an ideal world, games will ship and they'll be perfect. But unfortunately, bugs do occur in computer games, in all computer games. And, you know, it's good to have a relationship where we can say to the producers and they've literally given us a website where we can report these bugs. So like, go and use it, right? Let's help them help us. Anyway, moving swiftly on. So I've got this bottle of nectar. You can see it's poor quality because Cinderella doesn't know what she's doing, and she used basic bish ingredients. So we want to improve the quality of the crop, and hopefully we'll do that, right? Hopefully in the morning we'll get some quality crop, and we can keep evolving things as well. It could be just like my open air kitchen back here. And vegetarian safe, lactose free. So again, that is cross compatibility. I didn't see that when I just had horse ranch. So you can be lactose intolerant. I think it came with cottage living again. So you know that you can have this if you're vegetarian or lactose free. And yeah, not yet aged. So what you're going to want to do is pop this. Ideally, if you've got a basement, you're going to want to put it in a basement and inside one of these nectar racks. So the nectar rack will help it to age, as will a basement. So if you double up and you have it in a basement in a nectar rack, it's going to age more quickly, and you just kind of like leave your nectars in there and kind of just leave them for a bit and they'll gradually age. They're not going to spoil as long as you leave them cooked. Now, one of the features I really like here is that you can go in and kind of collect all nectar bottles, grab a single nectar bottle and kind of, I guess, see what you get, or you can grab finely aged or specific ones if they're available to you. Something else that I really like about this is the more nectar bottles you put in, they actually show up one by one, so it will, like, it can hold up to 13 bottles. So the next one you put in will go there, and then there, and then there, and then there, and then there, and you'll actually see it getting stocked, which is really cool that it stocks individually. You can also name it. So if you want to have this specifically for apple nectar, you could do that, or if you wanted to do this specifically for finely aged, you could do that. So you've got that option as well, just to help you with the storage. And if you do name it, so if I made this nectar rack specifically for apple nectar, and go ahead and name the thing, and if I hover over, I'll get that tooltip. So rather than having to click on it, I can just kind of like remember it helps with organization. So I can just go on there and be like, that's where my apple nectar is, that's where this is, that's where this is, that's where this is. And as well, if I just go ahead and grab that nectar bottle back and pop it over here, I can also name my nectars. So if I wanted to call this, where are we? Name, Stinky Feet Apple Nectar. I think there is a word count limit, so it can't be like really long. But if I wanted to call that Stinky Feet Apple Nectar, because that's my brand, Stinky Feet, right? Who wouldn't want to try my nectar? And you can put a description in as well and kind of make it as silly as or as fancy as you want. It's totally up to you. And again, if I hover over it, it's going to show me Stinky Feet Apple Nectar. So you can actually brand your nectar bottles, which I think again is super duper cool. So say for example, you are like me and you play rotationally in your world. What that means, again, to new players is I don't just stick with one household. I'll actually go and kind of spend a week with one household, then I'll go and spend a week with another household, and I'll kind of rotate around the world. And I've got like 300, 400 sims that I play with. So say for example, I ended up with 2 or 3 nectar suppliers. I could actually have a shop that buys and sells that nectar, and I would be able to go and see which nectar came from which sim, because it says made by Cinderellimouse, and which kind of company as well. So I think that's a really, really awesome feature. So again, to improve the quality, you want to be better at nectar making, and you want to use better quality ingredients. That's going to improve the quality. And again, you want to age it. So the better the quality it is, the more money you're going to get for it. Because this is poor quality, I'm only going to get 27 simoleons for it. That's not even really making, I don't know, how much did those apples cost me? I don't even know if it was worth it. Let me just see. 14, yeah, I've made a loss. I've made a loss there. So yeah, you want to improve the quality of the apples. Also, you only actually really need one of each. What I found anyway, at least if you're making nectar with one sim, one of each type of plant is going to be more than enough to supply you with enough product to make these nectars. Yeah, you don't have to have like a whole orchard. It's not necessary unless you've got like, again, it's a shame they've not got club rules, because I think if we had farmhands, not farmhands, if we had like a club rule for nectar making, I could potentially get people to come and make nectar on my lot for me. And if they could put the bottles on the side, I could go ahead and sell that. A little bit like if you have a painting club, and you have it on your community lot, like you own those paintings that the Sims paint and you can sell them. So it's a shame that there's no club rule for that. I would have definitely exploited that. Again, I feel like, you know, if you follow people like James Turner, he does a lot of rags to riches gameplay, which I really, really enjoy as well. That's how kind of I tend to play, like how I always played in Sims 3. So this idea of kind of like starting a business and having a nectar making business, I think that would have been a really cool thing to do. But it's a shame that we can't get people over, and it's just a shame they didn't think about adding that to the club system, or even if they thought about it, they didn't choose to do it, because I feel like that would have been a really big win with rags to riches fans. So again, kind of missing. That's what I'm saying, there's so much good stuff. Oh, another thing I absolutely love about this is it has like a really small oh, where did it go? I don't know where it went, guys. I've lost it. Okay, I actually did lose the nectar there. I don't know where it went. Let's make another one. It has a really small footprint as well, which is very, very handy, because it goes on, you know, the very, very like narrow base game shelf. You can actually stack them on that narrow base game shelf really, really easily as well. What are you doing? Can you finish making the nectar, please? What happened? She's got loads of interactions here. What's going on with you? She peed herself. Oh my god, she did it next to it. At least she didn't do it in it. Rain in the scenery, camaraderie from being in the club gathering. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. How are you guys getting on? This is kind of dirty still. Is my llama still dirty? Did my ranch hands help, or did they not? Yeah, he's still dirty and he's unhappy. Right, we can. Do you know what? So is Cinderella. Yeah, I probably don't want to. Oh my god, he's in that. Can you get out, please, sir? Oh, would it be one of my videos if it didn't just turn into absolute chaos? I think not. There we go. Take a shower, Cinders. Go. Take a shower. Here's my husband from my Growing Together Let's Play. If you haven't watched my Raising Them Right Let's Play, go and check it out. Me and Christopher Volkov are raising children, raising pre-mades, so like the Grim Reaper, Agnes Crumplebottom, Eliza Pancakes, Vlad, Greg. We're raising all these kind of terrible pre-made Sims and giving them better character values and raising them as good people. So go and check out that series if you've not seen it yet. And Cinderella, could you come and resume this great nectar, please? We've got a job to do here, Cinders. I'm just going to go ahead and make her happy, because there's a couple more things that I want to test. Oh, and here we go. So we actually do have some produce on the go here. I think this guy might have beat me to it and just harvested all my apples. So I need to just watch out for that. So I do recommend stopping the club gathering at like 5 a.m. And going out there and kind of dealing with that. So he's getting the weeds. I think the rabbits were on their way to help, but Michael Bell has already kind of done it. I want you to look after my animals, please. Like, look at this stinky little sheep here. I need you to kind of like make this. You're meant to be the animal keeper, not the fruit keeper. Come and help my lamb. So it is interesting. Like, maybe we just keep an eye on them and just see. Oh no, what's he doing? Oh, I think the goat kind of hit him in the shin. I think you need to clean him, Christopher, honestly. Yeah, I just kind of want to keep an eye out and see if they're actually going to come along and help. I'm pretty sure I did hire a ranch hand, so maybe I'll get another ranch hand as well. Hold on, guys. My cat has discovered Whisker's fish selection, and he constantly asks for more. He's like Oliver Twist, but like a fat Oliver Twist who's just greedy. Right, here we go. So we're going to get that nectar. Let's get the ranch hand over because my animals need help. I'm really hoping he's going to tend to those llamas as well. So something else I want to kind of check out here is if I click on here and click on here, can I put it on Plopsy? No, I can't put it on Plopsy. What I can do is drink from the bottle or pour servings, which is pretty cool as well. I want to know if I can sell it with retail. So that is my next question. Call to hire a ranch hand. Did you do it? Oh my goodness, guys. Hang on. Call ranch animal exchange. No, hire a service. Where's my damn ranch hand, guys? Come here. I think I've already got one hired. Maybe that's the problem. I just don't know where he is. He was showing up. When I was kind of like playing off camera, he was showing up consistently at the right time. But again, I think because I've kind of been moving save files around and things like that, I think I've kind of made a bit of a mess. Okay. He's going to come at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I should have a ranch hand here very soon to help me with these animals. I do have to say though, I was handling it quite well. I felt like I could keep on top. It was all I was doing. I didn't have any other like side careers, but when I was looking after the animals, I did find that I could look after all the animals on this lot quite effectively. Here we go. Here he is. Here he is showing up. Caden Mohaya. Mohaya. He's cute. The ranch hands are cute, guys. Hey there, I'm your ranch hand. My name is Mohaya. Nice to meet you all. I'm good with animals, plants and repairs. Let me know and I'll handle it. This ranch is going to run like a well-oiled machine. And so if you want me to harvest plants or pick up manure, just ask. Otherwise, I'll leave it to you. I want to make sure it's that is perfect. Right, so let's get rid of the club gathering. You were helpful while it lasted. Why is this dog barking at the sheep? So again, you do get interactions between the different animals from different packs, which I kind of love. So if I click on this guy then, so ranch hand, I can give him orders, I can assign chores. I don't want him to do gardening. I want to do that because I need the produce, and I'm not, sometimes it goes in your inventory, sometimes it goes in your fridge in these situations. I'm not sure how it works, so I'm just going to harvest the things myself, but I would like you to specifically to look after the animals because my llamas need some attention, and I want to watch this guy and see if he helps out my llamas. So he's let himself in. Amazing. I want to know as well, is he going to feed my cat? Is he going to kind of clean the cat litter tray? Oh, he's over here. Look at this guy. Straight on it. Cleaning out the llama shed. So I love that. There you go. We've got some cross-expansion compatibility there with the farmhand. They don't just tend to the horses, the sheep and the goats and kind of like ignore all the cottage living animals. He's going to go in there and he's going to tend to the llamas and the cows and hopefully the chickens as well. Cats and dogs, I don't know. Again, we're just going to have to keep an eye on him and see what he does and does not do. So can I sell my nectar on here? This is my next question. View inventory. So you view an inventory, you stock it, and then you can stock table. Again, I might just have to help Cinderella out a little bit here, maybe. Let me just cheat testing. Cheats on, not on with a B, and I'm just going to make her happy just because again I'm trying to show off features here, and you know that Sims need to have a shower. You don't need me to show you that Sims need to have a shower. So let's go ahead and tend the table. So this specific one came with Eco Lifestyle. You also find sales tables in like Selva Dorada, Jungle Adventures. You get them in City Living, I think it is. There's quite a few sales tables in different packs, so these are quite easy to come across. So there we go. If I start up here, actually, do you know what? Markup prices. I want to mark this up to 300%. So, oh, it's £55. Oh, so that one's, even though it's poor quality, it's like worth slightly more than the apple nectar was. Yeah, something else you want to do is watch out for the manure, because the manure is definitely helpful with gardening. So there's a lady showing up already. Hello, lady. Amira Watt. And this guy who's a pre-made from Cottage Living, Thomas Watson. So we've got Watt and Watson here. It's like a weird knockoff Sherlock Holmes. Like Watson Watson. What and Watson. Like these three. Oh my god, did someone buy it? Yes! Someone bought it for £220. So that is brilliant. I'm really happy that we can do these little yard sales. I'm just going to cancel that because I've sold the only bottle of nectar I had. So that is really cool, actually. I love that. So yeah, I can go ahead and fertilise with manure if I want to do that as well. Fertilise manure. Where's my apple tree? I want outstanding apples, please. So yeah, like I'm sad that we can't have like pomegranate nectar, pear nectar, as far as I'm aware. That is a bit of a shame, really. Another thing as well, if you have seasons installed, like different plants are going to grow at different times of the year. So you can see these two are probably out of season. Oh no, they're in season. They're in season, guys. They're summer plants. Let's check some of the others. Yeah, so season is fall, so the grapevine's actually not going to grow until autumn, so you can kind of farm seasonally. If you're fans of things like Stardew Valley, that's going to be very familiar to you. You're an outcast, your dastardly deeds have alienated you from polite society, but we don't care about all that, we value results. You're a criminal at heart, I can see that in you, so I'll extend you an offer. Are you interested in joining the criminal? No, I'm farm rally right now. Listen, I'm farm rally. I'm not drawing. You're not running moonshine out of my farm. Get lost with your messing. I can't even collect eggs right now. How are my chickens doing? I don't know. I'm just playing the game now rather than showing off features. I want to clean this poor little goat. Care, clean mini Dalmatian goat. So yeah, hopefully I'd love it if we could see like Patchy getting up and getting going as well. That says it's clean, but it still looks stinky. Is it because he's still in there? Has he not completed the interaction? Sir, oh, he's filling up the hay. That's what he's doing. Hey now, that is great work. Thank you, sir. So the ranch hand's actually really, really useful. I hope he comes and cleans my llama. You've got a lot of work to do, sir. My llama's stinky. Is he going to clean it? No, he's ran past it. What are you doing? What are you doing, sir? It's alright, Cinderella cleaned the goat. So again, I'd love it if you like, I mean, he doesn't need to clean that because it cleans itself. It's that one that has like a laser in it. Wait, sir, where are you going? What are you doing? That's not helpful. That's not funny, sir. Oh, excuse me. It is helpful. He knew exactly what he's doing because he knew I needed trash for the trash fruit nectar. Oh my goodness. Best ranch hand ever. How are my bees doing? They're a bit irritated. I need to probably bond with the bees. I need to bond with the... Yes, look, he's even cleaning my llama. That's amazing. I don't want to go... Who are you, Ribby? Why... What do you want from me, sir? Right, that's brilliant. I love that the ranch hand also cleans, like, the cottage living animals. That's kind of like everything. Oh my god, why are you so obsessed with me? Right, I want to craft nectar. I'm so confused why there's not more nectars there. I thought there was. Purchase basic ingredients. Let's get some more grapes because they're worth a bit more money. And I want to see if I can sell these via the retail system. So I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. Craft nectar, grape nectar. I'm going to have to buy a retail venue, but I do have one that I've already placed in game to check. Look at him running around and just checking on all my animals. Like, great job, sir. He's not cleaned my goat yet. He's cleaning my horse. Okay. What are we doing here? Cinderella's dedication to the rancher life pays off again. She knew just how to stomp and extracted an extra bottle's worth of nectar from this batch. That has never happened to me before. That is the first time that's happened. Because I remember thinking, like, I remember expecting it when I skilled up. Because I've played with nectar kind of... I actually did a couple of... I've done 2 videos on nectar making and I'm not happy with either of them. So I thought I'd just do like a combination video. So yeah, Ribby! Not Ribby! Scarecrow Man! Patchy's up! So yeah, he's from Seasons. You definitely want to get him to come and help out with your farm. Like, everybody's going to help. I wonder if Patchy's also going to help with the animals or if he's just going to do like gardening stuff. I'm so excited. I want to stop making content and I want to just go to my own game and play this off camera and like, I don't know, I'm all over. Like, the combination of these food packs together. I want that, Patchy, I want that. Thank you for picking it up. That would have been like really good manure for me. I'm a little bit sad that you've cleaned that up. But thank you. I know you're trying to help. I just would prefer different help. It's alright, you don't know. But like I say, he helps. He's cleaning up my trash fruit. No, it was meant to be there, Patchy. I was confused too for a minute. How are my bees? My bees are getting happier. I'm all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing. Do I have nectar in my inventory? I've got 2 nectars and there are 100. Oh, I see, I'm skilling up my nectar. Actually, the great nectar is normal quality instead of poor, and that's why the price has gone up. But what I want to do is buy a retail venue. So I'm just going to go ahead and give me some money. I'm going to mother load a couple of times because I don't know how much the venue is. So I'm just going to kind of do that. I don't normally cheat, like off camera. I wouldn't normally do that, but I want to check on camera with you guys if, stop talking to Patchy, if I can sell, if I can set nectar for sale. Why are we taking all the animals with us? Why is that happening? So Henford on Bagley is the world that came with Cottage Living. I absolutely adore it. This is where I'm going to be playing with horses. Like the Wild West world is great. They've done a brilliant job actually with Chestnut Ridge. Like, it wouldn't have been my first choice of world. I think I was a little bit confused because I was like, okay, so we're getting horses and nectar making, which is like winemaking. It's like the Sims version of winemaking. I was like, why wouldn't they choose somewhere like, I don't know, South Africa, right, where it has horses and they're known for wine? Why wouldn't they choose somewhere like Australia? Because we've got so many American worlds and we don't have any worlds from the continents of like Africa or Australia yet. We only have one South American world, and that is a destination world. It's not even a residential world. So I was like, you could have done like Argentina. So I was like, why would you go for, okay, horses I get, right, Wild West horses, but why nectar making? Why not go for a region that's known for wine making? Because I don't think like Texas wine is a thing as far as I'm aware. I mean, it probably is a thing, but it's not like what it's known for, right? It's not like a major export. I wouldn't have thought from Texas. So it's like, well, like or whatever, like I don't know places and things. But yeah, I was kind of confused. I was like, it would have been a really good opportunity to get like more demographics, like by having like a different world. But I think the world actually, they've done a brilliant job of it, and it is kind of like trending at the moment, that kind of Wild West theme. And so I get it, and I actually kind of love it. I was kind of really skeptical at first, and then the more I kind of experience the world, the more I kind of love it. But it's probably not a world I'm going to use massively, kind of off camera in my own personal save. My horses are going in Henford on Bagley because I'm English, right? So it's the English world is what I'm familiar with. So it's kind of it feels like home to me. Not to say that I don't want more worlds from more destinations and more places, but this is what I'm going to be doing. And in Tartosa as well, like the world that's kind of like Italy based, I'm going to have horses there as well. I'm winemaking in Tartosa. This pack, the gameplay was made for Henford on Bagley and Tartosa. Anyway, let's buy this lot. So it is actually set up. It's a lot that I use in my own off-camera game, and it's like a little bakery. So I've got a sim who's into kind of making breads and cakes and things like that, and he owns this little bakery. But I've kidnapped it for this game because I need to know. This is like a big question for me. Can I set up? Yeah, sure, confirm transport. Can I do this? Is this a thing I can do? So I've got I've actually just added some little, I think this is on my gallery as well. If you want this lot, let me just kind of like show it you. It's just a little cute like thatched shop effort. It's based on a real building that I saw on the internet. I think it's probably from Chester or something. But let's just put these on these shelves. And like I say, they look so good lined up on the shelves, and they've even given them like the tiny little footprint. So you can fit quite a few on the shelves, and they look so good. And that's really pleasing to me. But can I set them for sale? I can. Set for sale. I also want to hike up the prices, which I think I can do on the till. Set store prices, exorbitant. Maybe we'll go pricey. I'm a new business, right? I don't want to kind of annoy my customers before I even start. This is everything to me. Open the store. I am going to set up, like, again, this is just a convenient venue that I grabbed that I already have in the game. I am going to build a liquor store, or like in the short, a liquor store is very American. I probably will do both. I'll probably do like a liquor store build for Chestnut Ridge, And I think I don't know what world I'm gonna do it in. Probably Tartosa would suit it. Having like a little kind of like wine and juice fizzing shop would be very cool. Or even just selling it as a side product in my groceries. Like in my grocery shops, I definitely could see myself doing that. So let's have a quick chat with the customers. I want to discuss if the chicken came first. I want to not enthuse about gardening. I want to greet customer, discuss shopping preferences. Let's speed this up a bit. Come on. Listen, it's new in town. You've never even seen Nectar like this before. I know that you want to buy this, guys. I know that you guys are all over my Nectar. You want it. You want it. Come and get it. What do I do? Like, greet customer. Can you come and do what you told Cinderella, please? I'm not selling it to you. You're underage. You probably can sell it to kids, by the way, but I don't know. I don't know if there's anything they can do about that just because of the way it's set up. I might actually mention it to the Sims team if we get the chance to kind of give feedback on that. Then maybe we shouldn't be able to do that. But I am... Look, she's buying it. She's buying it. Let's go and sell it to her. Ring up customer. I know what I'm going to be doing in my own personal save for the next 5 weeks. This is like what I want to do. So again, like Nectar is a feature. What they have done is good, right? It's a solid feature. I just feel like it feels like a bit of a... Oh, why am I not doing it? Hang on. Ring up customer. Cinderella, I don't know who this is, but can you come and do what I've asked you to do, please? Where are you? Stop talking to her. She's not buying anything. Like, she's getting like a red shopping cart. She's getting angry. They're so pretty. This girl reminds me of somebody I went to school with as well. Like, super pretty. Really nice girl. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, guys. I'm just excited. So yeah, Nectar making as a skill by itself, like, I kind of love it, but I'm really confused because I thought I would be able to make more nectars and I'm not really seeing the option to do that. Maybe I need to acquire the ingredients. What did you bought bread? I don't want you to buy bread, not for sale. The bread is not for sale, only the nectar is for sale. But you can sell it because it let me set it for sale. So obviously that is an option that you can do. Right, okay. Baked goods not for sale. Somebody buy my nectar. You, answer questions. You, greet customer. You, greet customer. Discuss shopping preferences. Not you, get out. Can I ask him to leave? Ask customer to leave. I don't sell wine to youngsters. Okay, it has to happen, guys. It has to happen. All I care about right now. Greet customer. Come on, guys. You want it. You know you want it. Don't act like you've seen this before. You didn't exist in The Sims 3. I love the bottles as well. Yes! She's in. Ring up customer. Don't talk to these lot anymore. We don't care about them anymore. We only care about this one here, who I want to keep calling because she reminds me of somebody that I used to know in real life. I want to keep calling her by that name, and that's not a name. She's Rami. Rami. So you can also, to stop customers coming behind here, you can actually just lock that door. But obviously I don't want to lock him in, so... He's got that new, is that from the grunge kit? That new... Sir, you are a fashion icon. With those shoes as well? Oh, tiny fashion. Do it! Buy it! Yes! We sold it. I think we're about to sell the other one as well. Oh my god, they're fighting over it now. This is all it takes. My dad used to have a cider business, and you could stand there and there would be no one around the little market stall. And as soon as one person came over and showed interest, it was like a flock. It was like pigeons. You know, like if the pigeon sees a crumb, like all the other pigeons follow it. So you just needed that one customer to come over and then you'd be like mad busy. It was so funny. It's like nobody wanted to be the first to go over. It's like intimidating or something. So as soon as one person was there, like other people felt like coming up. And that's what it's like here as well. Look at that! Now I'm making a profit. Yay! This is gonna be my new favorite thing to do. So yeah, because it's a 5 level skill, I'm giving it 5 out of 10. Like I again, nectar making is my sore point with this pack because I would have liked to have had those grapes. I would have liked to have had more recipes available and things like that. So I'm still a little bit salty over it, but there's a lot of good stuff to say about nectar making too, and I am going to enjoy the feature. I'm going to enjoy the feature. It's just, it could have been so much more. I think that's my thing. Right, let's go home. Was there anything else I wanted to see? Can you buy hay from these stores? They're closed now, so I can't even tell. Let's just go home, and I'm going to kind of wrap up the video and wrap up my thoughts. So like I say, I did unfortunately run into a few glitches during my playtest. Why do I call it a playtest? It's not a playtest. During early access, I ran into a few glitches during early access playthrough, and I wasn't able to do the horse competitions. I wasn't able to sell my nectar with that guy who kind of wanders around, but I probably wouldn't do that anyway. I would probably, in my own personal game, use other systems like the retail system, which comes with Get to Work, which is what I was just using there, or like these little kind of like market stall tables. That's probably how I'm going to sell my nectar anyway. I'm probably not going to go to that guy that much anyway, so it's not that much of a big deal. I did have a bug where I kept on glitching off horses, but I think it must have been tied to like the individual save, because it doesn't seem to be occurring now with Moo. It feels like Moo's fine. Let's just check. He's just got a problem with his saddle. His saddle's disappeared, that's all. That's the problem with Moo. So yeah, there's like a few little hiccups, but again, I have been using like an early version of the game. It wasn't kind of like the finalized version of the game, so not a final software. So yeah, on the whole, like, I mean, they've done an amazing job with horses, and horses get loads of skills. They get like 4 skills for horses and the riding skill, and they're all level 10. So you can see here I'm working on the jumping skill. There's also agility, which is these kind of like barrel runs here. This equipment over here is the training for dogs from Cats and Dogs, so I thought I'd put all the training equipment out. I'm sad it doesn't match. I was sad when we got Cats and Dogs. I love that they added this, but I really wish that they'd gone with like a rustic swatch, and I was kind of hoping that they would have like added swatches to this. I'm really sad that that's all we got, like that once, like wouldn't it have looked good, like that tunnel, if it looked like a log? Wouldn't that have been so much better? You know, like if it fit in with these, but it's just got this clumpy, ugly, modern white stuff. Like I just want that to be like sticks. There is actually, if you want something like that, if you go to Around the Sims, which is a CC site, they have a really good version. Actually, I think I might have one in my game. It's just, it bothers me when it's CC because, I mean, CC is brilliant. I've got a background in creating mods in CC. That's kind of what I did. I actually made, and I modded the Sims 3 Nectar Maker. So if you go to Mod the Sims and have a look around, there's a mod there by me with help from the Mod the Sims team, the community there, where I modded the Nectar Maker so that you could add more ingredients. Because I wanted to use things, it was funny because I did it with the intention of having things like honey and like lavender and cinnamon and those kind of spices and herbs and nice things that came with, I think, the university pack, and I wanted to do things like make cherry nectar with a little bit of cinnamon, because basically you could choose whatever ingredients you want to put in it. So you could put up, like, I think it was like 10 ingredients, and so I'd do like 8 grapes and then like 2 lavender, and I'd have like lavender tinted, and like I wanted to make like really normal things, but the consequences of it, because I didn't really cap it, and I wanted to enable as many things as I possibly could. So I remember things like if you went and bought nectar, you got things like banana and onion nectar and all these really gross combinations. And so I know a lot about kind of like the back end detail of how the nectar maker in the Sims 3 worked, and it had this brilliant mechanic where each produce had a value, like, and a weight to it, to determine how profitable it was and how good it was. So things like bananas were weighted at like 2, and things like the really fancy grape would be rated at 10. So if you use the fancy, even if they were both like normal quality, if you made banana nectar and like fancy grape nectar, or things like life fruit. I remember the life fruit that we got in World Adventures, that was weighted at like 10. So life fruit nectar would turn out to be the most profitable, best quality nectar, even if you use the same equivalent quality ingredients. Like things like garlic nectar and banana nectar, I weighted really low so that it'd have like a horrible taste and stuff like that. So I remember a lot of like the back end detail from like sitting there and changing all the values and doing the code, and actually going in and kind of like editing the script. Originally there was two different ways of doing it. So the original way that I did it, I went in and edited all the fruit and vegetables and ingredients in the game, and enabled it. I actually turned them all into fruit so that they'd all enable for the nectar maker. And I think, was it Scumbumbo? There was a couple of people who were helping me at Mob the Sims, and they assisted me with like generating the script so that I could, instead of the nectar maker only taking fruit, it then took all the fruit and vegetables. So I did it the hard way, and they came in with the expert knowledge and was like, here's an easier, better way to do it. And yeah, so that was really cool. And I made like, I added more ingredients. I had like a Greek recipes as well. So I had things like tzatziki and moussaka and spanakopita and things like that, and I added things like olives and like feta cheese, and so I had like this whole modding thing going on with The Sims 3. So again, because I was so involved with the nectar maker in The Sims 3, I'm finding this one a little bit like not up to my standard, and my standard was beyond The Sims 3 original standard, so I had really high expectations for it. But yeah, it's a good feature. If I didn't have any prior experience coming to it, I think it was a pretty cool feature. I do think they should have added more recipes. But as I say, I've really, really, really enjoyed playing with this lot, and kind of like look at you know, having all the different packs together. So like I say, I wouldn't say that anyone has to buy all these different packs. No one has to do anything, right? But if you have one of these packs, so Seasons, Horse Ranch, Cottage Living, Nifty Knitting as well, and you're thinking, also Get to Work for the retail system. If you like this kind of gameplay, oh, she ran into it. Oh no, she didn't make the jump. I hope everybody's okay. Yeah, if you've got one of these packs and you're like, oh, I really love this, I want to expand on this experience, I want more packs that are going to work really well together, they are really like the core packs of this gameplay. So like I said, for when we got Growing Together, I was like, Growing Together is going to work so well with parenthood and high school years. I would bundle Horse Ranch, Cottage Living and Seasons together, and Nifty Knitting, and that's going to be really awesome. Beyond that, I would say Eco Lifestyle is going to be great, because you've got things like the juice fizzing, the candle making, which again is like an expansion on the bees. And what else as well, like there was another one, like I said, Growing Together if you want the club system, but unfortunately those features aren't there. So I feel like they dropped the ball on that one. They should have added horse riding as a club activity, because you're going to want to set up horse riding clubs, right? Isn't that obvious? Like that's so obvious that people would want to do that. And also like nectar making and nectar drinking should also be in there. Like there's animal care, but I don't know if the new animals are included in it. I didn't notice anyone caring for the animals, so I don't know about that one, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the club system is a weak point where they've kind of missed a lot of opportunities there. I think nectar making could have been better. I think horses are brilliant. So like I say, you've got jumping, agility, endurance and temperament. And temperament is like how friendly your horse is, how agreeable your horse is. So they do have traits, like you can have like horses that are really grumpy and not very nice. But if they have a high temperament skill, they're generally going to be better behaved. And that's kind of what's going on. And then the horse riding skill as well. So I just feel like all the attention went on horses, and nectar just feels like, oh, we'll just kind of do a little bit of that on the side. It's kind of like you got your meat and potatoes, and that's your horses, and the nectar's a side salad, and you're like, yeah, it's a side salad, but maybe it could have been like a fancy salad with some like, you know, topping on top, you know, some cool stuff in it. Maybe it could have some halloumi in it, maybe it could have some hummus in it, maybe it could have some olives in it, and they just gave you a piece of lettuce. So, and that piece of lettuce is a good quality lettuce, it's just, Could have been so much more, right? So yeah, but again, they've thought a lot about the cross compatibility features. I love that you've got those different coloured sheep that also contribute to the wool that you can use for nifty knitting. And all that kind of stuff. I think I'm done. I think that's everything that I need to say. But yeah, let me know. Are you using any other packs as well with Horse Ranch? Is there anything else that I've missed that you think, oh, that's a brilliant cross compatibility feature? And like one last thing that I do want to check before I go, because I'm really confused about the Nectar maker, because I'm sure there's more recipes. Sure, there's more recipes, and I'm like, where are they? Why are you hiding the recipes from me? Let me go to home. Let me go to order a delivery. Let's get some groceries and just see if I happen to have some stuff in my inventory here. So they'll allow me to make berry nectar. I want to know if choco berries, can I make like the berry nectar out of choco berries? Do you know what? I might actually hop into another save and we can have a look at that. What else have we got here? I'm not seeing any of like the funny recipes. Okay, I'm going to jump into another save and we're going to see if choco berries are compatible with the nectar maker. Be right back. Right, I get the rest of my scone and it's all stuck in my teeth. Right, so this is another one of the saves that I was kind of working in when I had early access, and I was trying out all the nectar making in this. So again, I did have a video on nectar making specifically, but I wasn't happy with how it turned out. I feel like I'm not very good at doing like informative walkthroughs, so I'm just going to leave that for somebody else. I'm more kind of like fly by the seat of my pants girl, you know? So, Pretty Woman reference. So if you look here though, like I say, I did kind of like fully playtest the nectar maker so that I could talk about it and know what I was talking about. So craft nectar here, I've got everything except for vitality nectar unlocked because I couldn't find a death flower, but you can see here any berry, right? And I now want to know if I can use the choco berry. I've even got like the trash fruit nectar on the go. Like I say, if you have the trash fruit nectar, you get kind of stinky. The animals absolutely love it. So what am I going to do? Travel, no, home, hire, no, order a delivery. So this is a feature from Cottage Living, just to say it's not part of Horse Ranch. And if we go here, we should be able to get choco berries. I could get 2 choco berries. Like elderberries as well. Let's get some elderberries, huckleberries, because we're out here being Huckleberry Finn. It's your time, Huckleberry. Raspberries. So these come from a variety of different packs. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head which one came from. I know choco berries is Cottage Living though. I need to get me some sheep. I need to get me some sheep and goats. Look at all these weeds. So if I just go in here, you can see I've got quite a few nectars on the go in there. So maybe I can show you some of the effects as well before I go. But I also need to, right, what I need to do, guys, so I've got so much in my inventory, I need to put some of this in the fridge. So a feature that I didn't talk about with nectar making before is that if you drink out of it, so it's got, if you have it and it's corked, it won't spoil. If you open it and pour a serving or drink out of it, it's going to start to spoil, and it's going to have like maybe about a day before it spoils. If you put it in the fridge, which isn't necessarily accurate, I feel, with red wine, but if you put it in the fridge, it prolongs its life and it lasts up to about a week. So you really want to definitely, as soon as you use the nectar, like here, look, oh, it's not been drank out of yet. Okay, so that one's not been opened yet, guys. I can't put the trash fruit in there, sad times. I want to put the trash in my fridge. Let me do it. Stop discriminating against trash fruit. I need to start selling some of this. What is wrong with me? So like I say, I've only just got one of each plant, and you saw how much produce I had there. So while, oh, here we go. The delivery person is here, all the way from Henford-on-Bagley. Zoe Patel. Oh my god, Zoe Patel moonlighting as a delivery person. I kind of love that for her. Look at her with her attitude as well. She's like, I hate this job. It's minimum wage. My grandma made me do it. Oh, I want some backstory and lore for Zoe Patel. Maybe I'm going to do a Zoe Patel lore extension episode at some point. Unload delivery bag. Hi, can I tip her? Just waiting for a tip. Here's a tip. Don't drink 4 servings of nectar, you will fall asleep. So the effects that you do get from nectar are really cool. Again, there's probably other people doing videos on that. So Where, where's my choco berries? Excuse me, sir. I have been robbed. Where are my choco berries? Am I being stupid? Are they there? Why are they in the fridge? Chocoberry, huckleberry, elderberry. Right, let's see. So if I go and make berry nectar now, will it use those ingredients? Any berry? Yes, it will. I don't think it'll have any specific effect. I think it's just consuming whatever berries you've got. But I could pretend that I'm making, and it's always going to be blue. So the colour of the liquid changes. That's progression from The Sims 3. In The Sims 3, you just had like one. Oh, and I've done that achievement as well. So in The Sims 3, you just had like one flavour, one colour of the water in the nectar maker when you kind of like stomping it. The animations for that are great as well. And yeah, the nectar changes colour. Oh my god, I need to stop recording. So yeah, here we go. Where did it go? Trash nectar, potato nectar. Where are you? Strawberry, berry nectar. So I don't think it says. There it is. Oh, it does. It said, oh my god, it does list the ingredients: elderberry, huckleberry, and chocoberry. So yeah, I could go ahead and make like with 3 chocoberries, like 3 chocoberry berry nectar. So what are the other ones made out of? That's all blackberry. That's all blackberry. And that's strawberry. So that's cool that you can make like strawberry berry nectar. So you do get some customization, and it does log what you use as an ingredient. I wish there was like, I don't know, I wish there was another one for that. I kind of like that. So like any fruit. So I guess with any fruit, I could go ahead and make like pomegranate nectar or like, okay, let's experiment with that. So, oh, that's quite cool. I probably have to get the trash fruit out of my inventory. You've got this little thing over here as well. You can just go ahead and put like the trash fruit in there, like the manure in there, the hay in there, whatever you want to put in that little storage box that comes with Horse Ranch. Oh, I do have goats. Thought I did. Can you help me with my gardening, please? Weedle. Yeah, so I think I need to leave it there. I think I need to stop, guys. But there's probably more stuff that I've not discovered yet. I do like the pack. I'm happy to have it. Yeah, I'm glad to have horses. I actually had. Oh, I'm gonna show you my horsewoman. I'm gonna show you my sim. Hold on, guys. Yeah, so thinking about it now, you know, like I say, I did think that you could make things like moon petal nectar and like plasma fruit nectar. I wonder if they count as a fruit. So I wonder if I use plasma fruit as the fruit for fruit nectar, if it would count it as plasma fruit and maybe like help vampires because it knows what ingredients went into it. I think that's why I'm not seeing it as a separate recipe. I think it's included in that recipe. That's interesting. That definitely warrants some experimentation. Who can I do that with? Like, how can I do that? I don't know. But this is Tartosa. So this is the world that came with my wedding stories, and it's based on Italy. So I'm definitely going to be using nectar making in this world. And also probably horses. I might need to move them into a bigger house, but this family here, the lady in this household used to be my equestrian lady in The Sims 3, and she had like a horse ranch, and her whole thing was like breeding and training horses. So because I've not had that feature up until this point, she's been training and breeding dogs, which is also good. It suits her. She's got these 2 gorgeous like Labradors, and they're so adorable. I don't play with pets too often. It's not like every household has a pet unless it's like a specific story or feature that I'm kind of like talking about. So where are the pets? I don't know where the pets are, but this is Isabella. Yeah, Isabella Verona, and she is my equestrian. She's going to be my future equestrian. So she is going to have to move into a slightly bigger house because there's not much space for a horse here. But yeah, like look at this world. So again, if you're really into nectar making and you want a really, sorry guys, I need to get my all my mods back in because I don't like the distance blur, so I have like a mod that removes the distance blur. If you want to get to have like a perhaps a more appropriate world. I do actually like the story of the world of Chestnut Ridge, because if you read the blurb, it says that it's an up and coming nectar producer. It's like a new thing that the world's getting into, so that's why it's not known for it, which I think is a clever little get out of jail free card that the Sims team have done. But if you wanted to have a more appropriate Nectar producing world. Look at the guy in the bike. Oh, it's such a vibe. Tartosa is where I'm going to use nectar making in my game. And one thing as well, another thing where I feel like they let the side down a little bit. Again, I feel like all the attention went on horses and feels a little bit like nectar was an afterthought. I would have loved a lot trait, so a little bit like wild grass and you know, all those kinds of things. So one of these lot traits, just kind of show you what I'm talking about here, where you go here and it has lots of traits and challenges. It's behind my head again, isn't it? I would have really liked one specifically for nectar making. So similar to how Get Famous has up and coming hotspot, and what's the other one it has? Up and coming hotspot, and this one here, hottest spot in town. If you apply those to community lots, it changes the behavior of the lot slightly. I think at the moment base game venues are really, really boring, especially things like libraries, museums, pools, and I think that we could do with having a lot more in terms of like stuff happening on them. Of course we can do stuff ourselves, like add packs and add items, but I think it'd be really good to have lot traits that kind of change the behavior of the lot in the same way that hottest spot in town does. So if I put this hottest spot in town on like a lounge, it will, it will prompt the you know, the celebrity award ceremony. It will prompt that to occur, and the power's in my hands then, rather than it just being rather than adding a new venue and being like, oh, here's another new venue. I'd prefer for them to layer on more and more customizability to base game lots. So similar to how Get Famous added that lot trait that adds more playability to any lounge, and I can pick and choose. And I like the idea of being able to apply these lot traits to different like lounges or different bars or different pools in different worlds and create a different vibe and a different feel, so I can customize the bars. So for example, if they'd have added a nectar lot trait and I would have put it on a bar or a lounge, I could have put them on all the bars and lounges in Tartosa and had like wine tasting events. The bar could have sold, this is another thing as well, like you can buy bottles of like glasses of nectar from the bar, but I would have liked to have bought whole bottles of nectar from the bar, because if I'm out with my friends, we want to get a bottle and we want to share it, right? And we want to do those servings, but you can only get the single glasses. So I'm like, had they done a lot trait, it's like, had they done a lot trait, had they done those get to work, get together club activities, I feel like it would have kind of been a bit more like the icing on the cake. And with them not doing it, it feels like a missed opportunity, and it feels like nectar making is an afterthought. So again, I can't give nectar making top marks because there's all this opportunity that they've missed, like not adding the grapes and all that kind of stuff. So I am frustrated about all those things. You know, and it's frustrating because it's like, oh, they could have really knocked it out of the park, and they just kind of, it feels like they just kind of settled. It's like, you know, they could have had every flavor ice cream and they just gave us vanilla, and it's like, yeah, the vanilla ice cream's nice, I'll eat it, but oh God, if it had a flake in it, it would have been so much more satisfying. It's that kind of feeling with the nectar making. So yeah, going forward, what I would love to see The Sims doing more is really utilizing these lot traits in order to customize the gameplay of base game venues, so that we can just have more variety, so it doesn't feel like every single bar we go to is the same, right, with the same behaviors, but I could have a certain event going on at this bar. Maybe, do you remember how The Sims 3 Late Night had all those different bars? So it had like dive bars, it had disco bars, it had clubs, it had sports bars, pool bars. So it had all these yes, it was a bar, but it had like a different vibe going on. So some of them, like the dive bar and the sports bar, felt like low end, and then you worked up to kind of like the pool bar, and it was like, that was the fancy one, the Aquarius Club, I think it was called. So yeah, I feel like again, like, go back and inject gameplay into those old tired features, and kind of keep improving those things rather than it feeling like something that's old and boring. It's like a big thing that really wanting at the moment. Because again, I just feel like, oh, it could have been so good. They could have had another thing as well. Like we've got like dog hangout and cat hangout and like breeding ground, and what's the other one? Like dog friendly. So these traits that kind of make them like so this dog friendly is like dog owners will visit this lot and bring their dogs, right? And this one here, this dog hangout, which says stray dogs will hang out at this lot. So I've got like a cat cafe in Solani where if you go and visit it, stray cats come and hang out on the lot, and you can like adopt the stray cats from there. And I just feel like it would have been really cool to have got like horse friendly and horse hangout, so that I could decide if I wanted like wild horses as a lot trait, and I could apply it to a lot in Tartosa and have wild horses running around and then like rescue them, and the gameplay potential of that. And it's just they didn't do it, so I just think just feels like, again, I feel like because obviously they must have had like a massive animation budget. You can see how much work went into animating like all the new life states, the goats, the sheep, the horses, riding the horses, what else as well, the actual animations for nectar making and like falling. So the animation budget must have been like a whopper, and I just don't think it left a lot of room for anything else. That's my guess. That's my theory. It's a game theory, stealing someone else's brand. I'm gonna go. Take care. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know if I missed anything, because I'm all about the cross compatibility features. So if there's anything I missed, anything that I got wrong, let me know in the comments, and I'll keep checking it out. And yeah, I will see you again soon. I hope you're enjoying the pack. Happy soon to be released day, and I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.